All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are back here in the trading room with the fellas. Today is a very, very different day today. The fellas have been put to the challenge. They have a live test on YouTube in front of the world to be able to call trades themselves, talk amongst themselves, and try to trade live. So this is what we do. This is how you train to develop a skill. I am not going to be talking today. You won't hear from me. So once I stop talking, you won't hear from me unless there is a question or there's an extreme need for me to say something. Other than that, I'm not saying a word. I'm letting the guys do all of the talking. They're going to talk through everything. You guys in YouTube land are just flies on the wall, so you can kind of see how we do things. We had a special training yesterday, and I had to leave early, so that's why we weren't on YouTube. So we're going to see how they do. I'm going to now turn it over to them, and I'm going to be all the way quiet. I'm not that I didn't tell them what to say or what not to say, what to do or what not to do. It is 100% on them. So, with that said, I'm going on mute. And gents, y'all have the floor.
All right, man, let's go. See, that's I think the side is still kind of flat there. Let's see if we can identify support and resistance. Just to give us a cue, what we would, some ideas what we're trying to do. Hmm, hmm. I know you're gonna be a fly on the wall, Will, but I'm kind of new. I got it about 44, 44 and a half. Okay. Hmm. I still don't have a market stretch.
All right, Keith. I on my chart, I drew my line at see, looks like it's about 50. My resistance line right at about 58 because it hit. If you look back to yesterday, it hit that line quite a few times, and then I got my Let me see me move it here. Give me a second here. You move this line here.
Oh, don't.
My my support line at about 50 because it hit it quite a bit. In fact, it just broke my line.
All right, that's cool. And
Okay.
that move down, I was
Yeah.
hoping that we got a market structure, but that entire move down from that.
And I actually I like what I'm seeing so far. And let me flush this chart here. Uh,
That's a market structure right there. Entry would have
That
been
was it. Yeah.
right there. we finally got the market structure, but after it went so many points.
In fact, I am cross down here, cross down there.
Right.
I'm
You have divergence going on right now, divergent lower low. It'd be confirmed, you'll know for sure. Yeah, that's divergence for a sec. So
Yep, I see that.
that not a
See
market
that.
structure. So if you get we're waiting for a market structure, and that would be a divergent lower low trade to go long. But identify your supports, your resistance at this time. It's at 50, I heard.
Um, my support line was at.
If it broke through your resistance, that becomes support. So if you got
Yeah, it hasn't yet. It's nowhere near it on
okay,
my chart.
all right.
But that support line is teetering on my support line back and forth.
Yeah,
It broke
okay.
below it on that the last 4 bars, but it's climbing above it again. So I'm just
That
gonna wait.
market structure. No, I
Uh,
didn't break it.
for me, I'm just gonna wait because it's teetering between that divergent and my support
Yeah.
line.
We got a market structure there, and I understand that. That's fine. I'm just we want to at least recognize the trades. Whether or not we decide to take it is one another story. But
Oh, you talking about what just happened here? Just
yeah,
you were
so
saying
we
this was
got market structure now. So if it breaks, if it breaks the high this bar is forming, that would be an entry for a divergent trade. So it is kind of trend. Keep that in mind. Divergent lower low trade entry. I got about 28.50 with a stop of 18.50. So we're looking at 7 points. So I need to get like 35, 36. Make sure I got that.
right there.
18.50. Entry would have been to break it out high. 28.75. 10 points actually. So, about 37. Right there to 38. So I would have been a winner.
That's not my trade there at all.
That's
I'll let
fine.
y'all have that one.
That's fine. You got your own one.
Sit back and wait for what I want to see.
Mm.
Did anybody look at the daily and the monthly? Here we up there.
No, I don't have to. I'm
Oh,
not.
so,
I have to try to get to it.
The overall for the the overall is showing up the last two
It's a
bars for the
down
day.
day.
The down day, right?
Yeah, going down. So
That looks interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would need to. I would need to get. I would need to get above 48.25 before I'd be interested in a long on that one. Right? I'm sorry, 49. Right, 50, 40, 47.75 before I'd be interested in a long on that one.
Well, with this one right here, would this be a legit trade coming up?
Well,
No.
it's still kind of in that zone. It just pushed above that support
it
line.
would
So
be, but yeah, trade wise, setup wise. Did you get a market structure? Yep. It breaks that. Ooh, yeah, that's low. That's low. When it breaks that high, I think you got one. Now you got to keep in mind it's still a part of that divergent trade. So it's the second move. It'll be the second move that you didn't take the first one, but that's the only concern I would have. But yeah, that would be your second move on a trade entry 41. That broke that high. So this bar right here, yeah. Actually, entry down here. We broke this, broke the bar down right there. 30, 38, 39 would be your entry. 32 be your stop. 7 points. So 46. So for a high of 2,700. got a short entry and embrace that red bar. Ooh, that thing dropped. That's a hell of a stop. But you got concerns about that. I don't know if you want to take that one or not because it's still flat.
Well,
It hasn't crossed up yet, so it's still that's awkward.
the trend still,
Yeah, the divergent
the
ball works.
yeah, the overall trend to me is still up, but I would hesitate on that until that trend change and that momentum change.
Overall trend.
I'm sorry, I meant the momentum. I'm sorry, the momentum.
Hmm. Hmm. This thing sideways. I'm just going back up to the support level. Entry. Yeah. Short. This is long. Ooh, wow. Okay. I'm about to talk faster. Oh, another long right there.
If that thing breaks 50 for me and everything's still lined up, trend and momentum, I'm entering in one contract for a loan.
Breaks 50.
Mm-hmm. For me, I'm just based on my charts, what I got lined up, and I'm
Okay.
not trying to
You said
skim. I'm not
5-0, right?
5-0. I'm not trying to do a scalping type. I'm talking about the one where you add on and add on,
Okay.
or scale in, scale out.
So if it breaks 50, you enter a loan. If it breaks 50, you're gonna start looking for a loan.
When it breaks 50, I'm entering loan.
That's like 10 points away. I don't see where you entering at, but
You don't see where it's at 43.75? What? Okay.
yeah, but what's gonna be your
Oh,
reason for like you just can't just say you're gonna enter when it breaks 50 and you give you a market structure or
well,
pullback.
I'll tell you
Right there.
the last high that I marked my line on when that trend changed was at 50.
Okay.
I'm in at 52.75.
What's your stop?
Give me just a second. Let it breathe a little bit. I'm out. And don't tell me as soon as I got out, it's taking off. Yeah, that's okay, but I'm in the positive.
That's
Two,
good.
2.25.
All right.
It kept going back to my line that I drew, the other line that I drew, but it's taking off now. I should have let it breathe some more. That's okay. I look back at between the lines that I drew. I looked at, I spread my chart out on the 2700. I looked where it kept hitting, and on the for a resistance and a support line. And then when I went back to my chart, I looked where the last high was broken as it was going up to the resistance line, and that's why I drew my line. That's why I took that trade the way I did. But I was also looking, I was confirming the price of that by looking at watching my momentum and my moving averages. Let me put this chart on the chart.
Okay. So you took it on the 2700.
No, I took it on the 300, but actually my focus was the 2700. But I took it. Yeah, I was focusing more on the 2700, but as I was going back and forth looking at the 300 as well. But that thing took off. Let's see where I got out at. It's finna ride up. Let me see. Let me look at my resistance line. It is my resistance line. If you I'd have to let you share my screen for you to see why I drew it. I also drew that line based off of the last yesterday. It kept hitting that line. I mean, at least 20 or 30, about 20 times. And then there's my support line. It did the same thing yesterday. It hit about, man, a bunch of times. I can't even tell you.
How many points were you hoping to get out of it?
At least 5.
Okay. That's why I asked you what the stop was, so I can figure out what the 1-to-1 was going to be.
That, my friend, I am still working on calculating those stops. Not ashamed to say it, but hey, that's where I'm at. And if I'd have been even more patient, you see what it's doing? It ain't stopped yet. In fact, it's now getting real close to that. No, not quite. We'll just wait for it.
I mean, all of this is still, when we talk about divergent low trade, if you took that divergent trade, it ain't came back yet, and then it's crossing up. That's your turn. But so
Yeah, yeah.
that's it.
Like I said before we get on YouTube, I'm not taking anything in divergent types.
Oh no,
I'm not.
I was just, no, I definitely understand that. I wouldn't call it a divergent trade. I was just saying it's a trade.
I'm not. I'm
I didn't
not
take
that
it either.
experienced just yet.
I didn't take it either. But that this move is all based on it's from there. That's where it started, and it's still
Well, it
going.
came out of the diversions according to the momentum, both the long term and the short term
Yeah.
momentums.
Well, you had a divergent trade, and you had a lower high, a higher low right there, and then it's still going, but it's still a part. Just a pullback. The
Yeah,
second entry, the first move, zero move, whatever you want to call it. So,
and I really was my goal, to be honest, was I wanted to be able to stack on, but my nerves got a little, on that.
yeah, you got
I think I got as low as a -8, and that's when my nerves started getting on me. I said, well, okay, well, I better make sure I at least get into the positive. But my goal was to stack, and I see if I go back and look at it. If I'm analyzing or back testing, I go back and look at. Let me put my crosshairs on my chart here.
you said you
I
want to
saw
stack.
opportunity at 10:20, 10:25 where I could have added. No, yeah, 10:25 where I could have added. Another one at 10:27 where I could have added.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and another one at 10:28 point dot 36 something. No, I'm sorry. No.
And we was talking about the trade when you got out of it, the way it's working. You should have been looking to get into it again, taking the next move. And then you could have went from there with some confidence. But
And see now, um, man, it's getting close to my resistance line. My resistance line is like I can't see for some reason the numbers as you get on the 27 chart. Let's see, 17,600, 17,600. I would say 17,000, maybe 610. I don't know. I have to see it. Well, it worked.
hey, man, it did work. Hey, man, it's with momentum and everything. So I thought, man, I just didn't see. We normally enter on a pullback of some type, so you just entered when it broke it.
Yeah, and that was my fault. I was focused so
That was
much on
confusing.
the 27 chart. I should have went back to my chart, my 300 chart, and looked for that pullback or a red bar, or a green, break.
And that was the only reason I was confused because I was like, "How you gonna call your entry before we get the pullback?" I think that so in actuality, like I can't see where you took the trade out on mine, but like it was going up on the 300.
Hold on.
You took it with all them green bars, right? So the entry was probably at that pullback right there. That's a market structure, but it's not. It's right there where he's got the line at. I believe that would have been that was your actual entry, but you didn't want to take it in resistance. You didn't want to take it in that area right there. Remember? So you waited for it to break out of that. And so, but and if you go further over, when you got out of it because it went against you, when it went down, when they had that pullback,
Mhm.
that right there was 'Cause that's the entry Will just highlighted. That was your first entry off that market structure. Right there. Let me see if I can highlight it on here. I gotta look at it on mine too, but just to make sure I get the right thing. But your entry was probably somewhere at that low here.
Where are
Entry
you
was
pointing
probably
at?
here,
Where are you pointing at?
right
Oh,
here.
okay. Okay.
So you had your market structure there, and it broke. That's a low. That's a low. That's actually might be right here because that's an engulfing bar. So right here, and then you took it up here somewhere when it got to 50. And then when you got into it, it went back against you a little bit. Then it gave you a market structure. So your entry probably should have been about 60, give or take, off the pullback.
I think I was at 53 something, 53.25 maybe.
That's all good. Yeah, let's see. It's going up now. We ain't getting none of that. So um
Well, I got half my reasons of why I entered it in, right? I work on the other half. I'm gonna do back testing.
man. Man, you had a strategy there. You had a plan.
Yeah, my strategy, it worked halfway like I wanted to. My other half would have been better if I'd have turned to my entry chart to look for either the patterns or the reversal or what I was, the pullback, what I was looking for, or the ABC pattern. I probably would have felt better about it and had better confidence about staying in a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Let me see on my
Yeah,
chart
right now without the
when I got out of it. Let me see if does it print something on my side. On my in there where on my studies I can show where I entered in and exited.
If you go to trade and then say show orders field. Yeah, show orders field and then that should show you where you entered it. Yes.
Yeah, my price was at
Hey.
52.75, and my exit was at 55.
That was another entry right there for I don't like that one. I want to see it go back a little bit more. You want to see it red. You want to see this bar finish green. Long in the tooth.
Yeah. Yeah, I it showed I entered on right after the pullback. Let me see, hold on. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I see where I should have entered in at around 38.75 for that on that pullback. No, I'm sorry, not green bar grill. For the break, the green bar and the green bar break right here at 41.75.
So,
But it didn't. I don't think it was lined up at that time what I was looking for.
well, you said you weren't gonna take anything until it broke past that resistance. So
Yeah.
you had to get past 50 for you. So in your trade. And like I said, you could have took it like geez, this thing just going up, man. Getting a piece of that. And you had another entry right here off that pullback. Entry would have been 95, stop at 89, roughly. It's up to the point.
Look at that. It's still
That's what I
going.
was waiting for. I honestly just missed that. That's on me. I'm mad about that. I was gonna ask y'all if I thought we should take that because it done went so long. But that's the actual after it crossed up, that's your first. And it still didn't give you a market structure, but that's the second move, really, because that red bar is the first pull.
But we are in a test.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's now at the top of my resistance line, and that's at that is 0875, 17,608.75. If it okay, here's the price is looking like 17,611.50. If it touches, if it touches or not touches, if it move past that line for me, I think it's gonna according to what's been going on the last few days, I think she's gonna go back down. I think the trend is gonna turn down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just me looking over the last few days and watching you know, what's been going on overall.
Yeah.
And if it shoots past it though, it's just gonna be something interesting to watch. But
What do?
see what it do. Let it do what it do. Let's see what it do. What it do. So my resistance line is drawn at right at 17,611.50. And if you look back, if you put your crosshairs on it, span that chart out, you'll see it hit that quite a few times over the last well, this morning, it's just been in that range. And the below line, my support line, you can see where it touched it quite a bit already this morning and even yesterday. Okay. Keep looking at it. Yeah.
So you got a higher high on the 2700 without divergence. Whoa, take that back. That is divergence. You get a downtrend, you got a low, you get an uptrend rather. That can give you a market structure right there. You got one there. The inside bar market stretch. You didn't break the low? Nope. All right, so and you got a higher low. So if you want to look for the long, you got to pull back though. But you also had this. Could be coming sideways up there. Played out. This will, well, never mind. That's your entry long. Long on to like 5 points. You gotta get to 07, 06. Take still the versions. So then you got a lower high. Oh, it's sideways. I see anything?
It's divergent for me right now. So I'm waiting till it come out with that.
Yeah, I don't think the divergent works because it got a higher high, then you got a lower high right there. So I thought it might be. I was looking long. Yeah, it was a long that happened, but it would have stopped you out. You had to re-enter it, and you still sweating it out if you stayed in it. That's why I said it's sideways because it could have went up or down. You see them bars right there, the Christmas trees. So it's just let the market tell us what it's gonna do. Yeah, low, yeah, the high, yeah, the high and low, low that bar, 4, 4. Yeah, go. You ain't getting much out of those trades. You gotta take your money. Like I said, sideways. I think we all so we just want to wait to see it do something, right? Gotta get into it. Hmm.
Hey Quinn, I heard you say earlier you had a line at 550, and then you said you had another line above that. What did you say that line was at?
Well, I drew, and it actually just, I'm glad you said that. It just pushed past it. It's teetering right above 11, 17,611.50. It's teetering just above it right now, as you brought that up.
So you
Hmm.
got it at 11, 611.
611.50.
Okay.
And the other line, that's my resistance. My support line is at 17,529.25.
That's the divergent higher high. Short 17, 10.
And uh, if it breaks for me, if it breaks 17.75, I will be looking for a long, but I'll also then transition to my 300 chart to see if I can find an entry point there, or look for an entry point. Look for either a 3 bar reversal um, or uh, an ABC pattern, or where I can enter the trade. But the volatility is slowing down a little bit for me. I can kind of tell the way price is moving. It's not moving. It's hovering. Price is just hovered for me right now. Um, there's some hesitancy in the market right now. Uh, they can't decide what they want to do right now. You know, the the long term and the short term momentum. They it's divergent for one thing.
Yeah, the divergent trade is happening now. It hit his 1 and 1, but
Oh, you took it. You took it, Keith.
no, I'm not taking divergent trades. But I was just letting you know that the divergence rate happened. Hmm. And the loans are setting up, but it's just if we didn't get none of that, then it's hard to take the loan. Mhm.
I hate to say it, but if I'm looking at Will's charts right now on the 2700, it looks like it wants to go. I hate to say it. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I ain't gonna say it. Hold on. Hold on.
Well, I mean, you see what's going on. So
Hmm.
the market structure right here,
It
you
just
know,
came out of that
wrong setup.
divergence.
Yeah, well, the diversion didn't work. Well, the diversion trade worked. Now you're just going. This is was just a pullback. So
On
that
my
market
short term,
structure, this
on
right
my
here would be it breaks the bar to the green bar, and that it
on my
breaks that
short term,
high.
long term momentums are going in an uptrend right now, or
Yeah,
upward momentum. So
you got an
um,
entry right there, right there. Shit, damn, man, my bad. But I gotta say, it's long in the tooth. Hmm.
so that look like on the 300 chart. Um, See a market structure, and now it tested, failed, and came back. Now let's see here. If I get hmm, on the green bar break on the 300. Um, well, we got to see it first. I'm gonna enter one contract on the green bar break on the 300.
ABC pattern.
Mm-hmm. Come on, break it. All right. I'm in at 20.25. Wow. Dang it.
Mhm.
I'm up 5.25. I probably should have held it a little longer. Um, I was trying to preserve what I already had. I
Mhm.
didn't want to lose that, and I'm looking at the way the bars are forming right now, and then most yeah. I may not explain it right, but it just didn't. I could see from that if you're looking at that engulfing bar, almost engulfing bar, there's two red bars um, to the left of it. I didn't like the way that candle was forming, and I may not explain it right. I know a few names of those candles, but the two red candles before that, I didn't like the way it was forming, and I wanted to preserve what I already had gained. So I'm up 5.25. Things going back into divergence now.
All right, so I think you took that trade off of ABC pattern versus the other thing, but hey, yeah, you had an uptrend and gave the A, B, and C, and took it on that green bar break, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And as I look, um,
Let's see, because the other way would be you got that low, made that high. The other entry would have been right there. You got out another rough. So
I
yeah,
mean, it's
and I think you got to be right now. It's like it's herky jerking its way up.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so you gotta. Mm,
Oh
mm,
wow. I got out at a good time. I know that to preserve the capital. I mean, what I already
yeah,
earned.
yeah, I'm gonna have to start reconsidering these divergent trades.
Let it breathe.
They
Let it
working left
breathe.
and right or today.
Huh?
All the divergent trades have worked today. Mm.
Like I said, when I go on the field, I play the position that I know I can win.
Hey,
I ain't playing nobody else's position. I can't win the day position yet.
that's a market structure.
And that was
Hmm.
me using one contract on both of those trades I took, by the way.
All right, cool beans.
I almost think wasn't gonna be able to get on the trade with y'all early this morning. I went to the gym and got up at 5 this morning, packed my bag to take a shower, and left the bag at the house.
So,
Gym Chronicles again. That's what she did. She went right back. The 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 market went right below that line that I drew. It touched it where I took the trade, and it's going right back below it now.
Mm. Well, if you saying bouncing off that resistance, then you might want to consider.
If I want to consider what?
Nothing. No, so you can continue to watch.
Yeah, I'm watching it because guess what just happened? It's flickering now. It's flickering. Momentum is flickering down. I'm just waiting for it.
That divergent trade just went for. Yeah, almighty.
I need to see it. I need to see it pull back a little bit before I even consider a short for me.
Yeah,
But it's flickering.
I would say.
And what I mean by pullback on the 2700.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, what about here? Because I mean, this would technically be another short, wouldn't it? Or well, nah, I didn't. Like if we get a red bar break, won't that be a short?
let's see, got a low, had a downtrend. No, yeah, if you scalp, yeah, depending on how you doing it. But yeah, that short happened a long time ago, man. I think you late to the party. That's still off that divergent higher high. That's kind of trend. Now, what you're looking for, that'll be a long though. So, none of that. But I see what you're doing. But you remember he said it gotta look a certain way. I don't see that
Yeah.
in that short at all. I think it already happened what you're looking for. Um, hmm, I think you actually got a loan if you get a pullback. Just in that range, I might get up there. Oh, shit. That's the entry. I think I'll be honest with you, I get confused with the engulfing bars. But that was a low, and then it broke. So really, the entry is probably up there at 24, if you're gonna take that. It made a move down. It tried to go down and didn't. That's the entry right there. This is 1750. I take that back. That was not the entry. You didn't get enough lows. You only got one low and two lows on that. I was wrong. That's just a one bar pullback in a sense. This right here, if it breaks this low, would be your entry. Oh no. It's hard to tell on here. Look on mine. Yeah, that was just a one bar pullback. So that don't count. So that was no entry. That doesn't count. See.
Things are moving sideways
Yeah.
on the 27 chart under chart.
Yeah. So,
Consolidate my coins.
yeah, we back in that area. Just,
Consolidate my coins.
yeah, keep it to you. Yeah. Mm. Little lady.
You step away for a second.
Mm. Are you seeing anything you take, Ron?
I mean, I was trying to look for a good opportunity to get in for a short before it just dropped, but I mean, I'm also looking at the 8100 chart, and I see the trend and momentum is way up on the 8100.
Well, you know what? If you look at the 8100, then that might change the game a little bit. I saw what you wanted to do with that short.
Yeah, I was trying to, cause I was trying to see if it was gonna come down, and then
pay
and I
attention
noticed
now.
that.
Pay attention because what you had, that wasn't the short, but you had this pullback right here. You got your high, your low. You got a high, you got a low, and you can get a lower high right here. So that might, if it breaks that high, well, it already did. You got two highs, so your entry will actually be 0425. That's it. Outside the entry was right. Yeah, it was right here. They didn't break that. I broke that. I broke that. I broke that. Entry was right here. 02. That's just short right there.
Ronald, did you check the news today? Let's see.
Yes, I didn't go over it in the chat. At 8:30 news, we had a red folder, core PCE price index. Two yellow folders. The first one is personal income, and then the second one is personal spending. That's all at 8:30. And then at 10 a.m. we had an orange folder, pending home sales, and that's it.
All right, appreciate it.
No problem. And Keith, you were saying, I didn't quite catch that one, but I see you were saying that was with that market structure, and then on that red bar breaks, that would have been the entry to the downside I was looking for.
Yeah, or
because I wanted it to move, move down a bit and then
Um,
try to go up and fail. I'm trying to look for before make a
what
big,
start? Yeah, so yeah, that
oh,
was your entry about oh
upside.
two,
Yeah.
oh three.
Okay.
Oh three was your entry. 11, 8 points. So they had to get to 898. I mean 95. Which it did.
Yeah, it did.
Mhm. The ABC pattern possibly on the 2700 there.
To go.
Yeah. I mean to go up, go up. To go up. Let's see. Low here. The high. See what we get here. But didn't give you the market structure. ABC pattern on 300 go down. But we didn't get the market structure for that long. Oh, well. Going back up in that range. It's a long entry. I'll tell you about that. We consolidated at the bottom of the range, but I still too far forward, but no, you did right there. So entry would have been record is bar right here. And go for bar. Record is bar right here. On 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at right now, we don't have anything. Right now, if you're looking at the 2700 volume chart, everything is moving sideways, which is called consolidation, and you don't really know which way the market is going to go. So we just sit back and we wait for our opportunity.
I mean, it's consolidating again. So we started off in consolidation, and then it took off. Then, so we basically we've had opportunities. Just we had reasons for not taking them. They were in consolidation, bouncing off resistance and things like that. The diversion trade seemed to work well, but I understand that it's not a trend within trend trade. That's what we're looking for. So, and by the time we got the trend within trend trade on that long, it went up so many points. But so and then it went back into a range, so it's hard to figure it out. And it's still going. It tried to go down, but didn't. So see what happens here. Over here, low, higher, low, higher, entry. Sorry, y'all. I should have called that one first. Anybody see that loan that happened? About 11:25.
Would we even be looking to do that in consolidation?
Ah,
I mean,
yeah. No, yes, no. Depends on how you feel. With the other, I always want to look at your 8,100 and see what it's looking, to get an idea. The 2,700 is flat though, but my goal was more that you see the trade, not necessarily what you're taking it, just getting used to trying to anticipate them. Because it's in a run, I think this is what's going to happen to me today because it's in consolidation. I'm thinking it's going long, and by the time and when the long don't set up, there's actually a short happening like right now. So that long because you're getting long, short, long, short, long, short because it's not really moving. And so it's been like that all day for me. I've been like, dang it, I should have been looking for the short. I was looking for the long. So I'm always like a couple of bars behind it because I'm thinking it's going to set up. When the long doesn't work, I start looking for the short, but then the short's happening at the same time. I think that's a good sign. That's a good sign of consolidation. But you want to stay out of that. But that long would have worked for some points. It's in a cluster, so you're not holding anything. So you're just getting 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 points, and then you out. I think the more you recognize the trades, the better you're gonna be off. It's from if you can recognize the trade, and you can decide whether or not you're gonna take it or not. So I don't think that was it because you had the low, but you didn't get a market structure right there. And you got one right there. So that was really a trade right there, and that would have been ugly. Yeah, I'll just wait this out. I'm feeling myself getting nasty, like I need to take something, so I'm gonna step away for a second. Um, I can
okay,
still hear you though, so if you see something, just let me know. But
okay.
I'm feeling like I need. So
What they say we need to go on commercial break and pay some bills.
yeah, I gotta walk away for a second. That's what's starting to happen. I'm like, you know what? Now I'm watch this thing, make this move up, and I didn't get none of it. I'm not gonna miss the next one, and I'll force it. So maybe step away.
Okay.
So if you get a green bar break, wouldn't that be another long?
Well, if you look at the 2700 chart, we still kind of in consolidation. And you could, I mean, you increase your chances of not having a successful trade. I mean, but if you see something I don't see, um, you know, everything I'm doing, I'm basing off of looking at the overall picture of how the
I would
market
say,
is moving.
yeah, I see. Yeah, it's in consolidation, but I think now, if you see, you had your, yeah, yeah, you're gonna pull back now. This is a short, actually. It's just that, dang it, it happened right there at 13 on that red bar break. And you got trend on it. You got the red bar right here going down without looking at the indicators. You got a lower high right here on that red bar. You get the three wise man pattern, and your entry was right there. So you had a stop of 19, let's say 20, about 13 entry, 7 points. So 06. Yeah. And since it's in a consolidation like that, since it's in consolidation, if you're gonna take those trades, I think that's when you have to really. I'm going 1-to-1, even though that one's about to fall down, it's about to fall apart. break through that. But that loan you was talking about, Quentin, it happened. You were getting you were late to the party. You were getting the next move. It happened. The entry was 1350 to go up. The entry was at about 1131.06.
Now I would be looking now because both my momentum, looks like right now, if I'm looking at the it's moving past, it's getting back down out of that range of consolidation.
Yeah.
So
And,
now
you're right. Yeah, and like I say, the entry for that short already happened, but that was before it crossed down. Now that it's crossing down, you can get it. You can look for it now. I want to see a pullback though, but and that's a question we need to ask.
and that's what my next thing is. Yeah, it's coming out of the consolidation. I need to see. Um, I definitely need to see a pullback, but I need to see. Let me see what my line is.
You need an uptrend on the 300, and then you can look for the short going down. My question is, do we need to wait for a pullback on the 2700, or can we just go with the trend? So technically, you still got a reason to take the trade, lower high, right? And that trade happened right here, so it's still going. So if we was to take a short now,
where are you pointing right here? Where did
I'm sorry. All right, I'm all on my charts. Y'all can't see me. But let me see something here. All right, so right here you got a lower high, right? And then that trade happened right here on this red bar break. And so now it's going down. So now I'm looking, the question I have for Will, we still got momentum going down here. So if we get a low, if we get a high right here, and we get a market structure, we're not getting market structure stuff.
Yeah, last time I did a trade. Actually, last time I took a trade before I, took off because I wasn't feeling well. It was coming out of consolidation, and I lost both of them.
You want to see the retest, and that's probably what he would say. You want to see it come back and retest, which is what you're getting right now.
Exactly.
So if we get
the market structure, right?
Let's see what happens. Yeah, but that's gonna go long though. So what you want to have for the short is this high right here, and then
that's the pullback.
I think you're looking at the scalping method. So it hasn't broken that high yet. Did it break the high? No. See what happens. But yeah, I think because you want to enter right now on this red bar break, don't
you? Right. I mean, that's wrong.
No. That was definitely that's your high. Waiting for market structure. That's if you're scapping it, but we had a little. Yeah.
For me, I need to see a pullback, a significant pullback on the 2700 because my momentums are trending down or we're going down. But I need to see a significant pullback on the 2700 before I even consider entering anything on the 300.
All right.
For me.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Yeah. And I think by the time you get set up, all that would have happened. We'll see though. Because you wanted to retest that to support the resistance, the support. You had three highs right here, so
Where you pointing that key?
right here, this right here would be your entry. Because you had a high, you got a low, and you got a lower high right here. And you got the trend going down right here. So, but so I never gave it to you. So you're still waiting. That's what I was saying. When I think by the time I give it to you, you might get that pullback you were looking for. Or it might be too strong to move down. You're not gonna get it.
I'm gonna go on mute for a second.
All right.
All right, I'm back. All right, I like the pullback that I'm seeing right now. If come on, I got a 1,800 bars, 1,800 contract before. Come on, give me more than that. I don't want a poke bar. I need this bar to come on, come above that line with the crosshairs are 98.75 at least. Come on. It was gonna give me another opportunity to get me a third trade in there. Come on, thing. Come on, candlestick. Come on now. Give me what I want to see. 1,000 contracts. 975. 940. Come on. There we go. There we go. 825. 799. Okay. Like the volatility in that. Hmm. Come on now. All right. 40, 25. All right. I need to see. There we go. I like that. All right. Now don't turn back up and go back in consolidation now. Come on. Give me. I need to see. Okay. That's, don't do that. Come on. Come on, Trend. You my friend. Right? Hey, right back in that range. Don't do that. ain't fooling with that. Nope.
Hey, Jen,
Hey,
we calling it for today. Let's go over some stuff. Uh, for those of you out there on YouTube land, we're going to go over some training. I'm going to talk about some stuff that I heard that stuck out to me to help with y'all guys' process. The first thing is, let's talk about this trade, Quentin. I'm going to pick on Quentin. I'm going to pick on first. I'm pick on Keith second. I'm pick on you last, Ronald. And it's picking on in a good way, not picking on in a bad way. Not. It's just funny to me, right? Because Nedra and I were watching your trade with the intense interest, Quentin. And I'm going to tell you what I said to Nedra before it happened. And she's sitting right over here, so she can tell me if I'm lying or not. I say the price breaks above 60 when it went down against you about 8 to 10 points. I say the price breaks above 60, it's gonna take off. And he's gonna have a gargantuan winner. When you said I'm out, I said, no, now that's what I said. But before that, though, I'm trying to understand what was your catalyst for entering the trade. I understand the support and resistance. I do. But what I didn't understand is what entry technique did you use? What chart did you use? What bar did you use to enter the trade? Because the only thing that I saw was that you entered once it broke past the resistance level. And I'm telling you, that worked out for you this time. But I'm sitting up here I'm telling you unequivocally, if you become a breakout trader, you have to know exactly what you're doing. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because I heard Keith ask you what was your stop, and you didn't say. And you have to know what your stop. If you don't know what your stop is, you should not trade. Because you'll get into a trade and then you'll start to flounder. Meaning that, you'll be like, I'm gonna give it, I understand the term giving it room 100%. But we have to know what our absolute stop is. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I gave you all that information to let you know where I'm coming from because I didn't want to blindside you. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I want you to answer it to the best of your ability. And if you don't know the answer, it's okay to say you don't know, and then I'll try to explain as good as I possibly can. Before I start asking the question, though, what I'm going to do is I am going to put up all the charts so that we can have a complete view of what the market is doing. That's not it. I'm sorry. Where's the 8100 at? Okay, there it is. Then what we want to do is go top vertically. Okay, so let's look at this trade that you took. You said you had a line drawn at the 50 area, which I understand.
well, let me tell you why I did that. That was the first high that was starting to break out of the consolidation that it was in earlier. So I drew that line. And to go back to reverb or what to say what you had just said, that's where my starting point. And yes, I should have had a stop, but that's one area I'm still working on.
Let me stop you there for a second. Let me stop you there. You shouldn't be trading if you don't know what your stop is. That's the first thing you got to know. You cannot trade and not know what your stop is. That is literally like getting in the car, not knowing where you're going because you don't know where your foundation starts, meaning you don't know where you're starting from. You have to.
Okay.
That is the number one rule. When you have to know what your risk is 100% of the time before you even enter the trade to say, okay, I'm risking $100, $200, $500, $1,000, whatever the number is. You have to know what that number is. So in the event price does come to that number, it gets close to that number, you can then reassess and say, okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit more room, right? Or you should never do that on the stop, but you might say that because you're looking at multiple time frames. and you might see where support area, in this case, you went long, where support area might be 3 points below that stop and say, okay, cool, I'm just going to give it this extra 3 points. So I'm going to risk an extra $60 because I don't want to get stopped out and have to re-enter the trade. So I understand that. So I want to hit that home because that's very, very key. Because this one worked out for you in a good way. But if it goes against you in the other way, you don't want to be stuck, is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So this is my question though, because I saw it when you did it. I was like, oh, I see where you got the, because that's that congestion area right there on that 8100, right? I had 8100 on a different time on a different chart. So a different chart. I had the 8100 on a different screen. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's like a perfect area right there. But once it broke out, in my opinion, based on what I've taught y'all, once it broke above that 50 area, right? And then went to 60. If you're going to do it that way, which is fine. Okay, it broke above 50 here, right? It got above 50 right there on the 900. Right? It got above the 50 area on the 900, right? Then what did it do? And then it came back against you to about 42, right? Imagine if you had entered in once it pulled back and then got that's all, because that's all we're doing on the 300 and the 2700. Had you got in, you'd have got in at about 56, 57 with a stop of 42, and you would have never had a reason to get out because it would have just kept going. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Had you got in at a different time, you would have been able to ride that move a little bit further because it was a ferocious move. It was a very good move. So got that part. The next question I have for you is, get out. When I say why you got out, because I understand you said, okay, cool. When it go back and profit, I'm gonna get out the trade. I understand that, except for it broke out of consolidation. If you had been taking a trade in consolidation, I understand it 100%. But when you got into that trade, it had already broken out of consolidation. So the next time that happened, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about so you can see it for yourself. And I'm giving it to you from a different perspective to show you exactly where I'm coming from. I'm looking at the 900 chart, right? So let's just go here. And let's just do these things right. All right. And I did it red because I want to show you something here. And then here. That's about your 50 area. I just eyeballed it, but I know that's about what a 50 is. So watch this. Forget indicators because it's not about the indicators. Again, we use indicators to confirm what we're saying in price for a quick visual, ladies and gentlemen. So here you have a zone per se, right? But price got above here and closed above this equilibrium point here. It came back down and failed. If it gives you a market structure to go up, your entry is here. Your entry's there, right above that red line. It goes up. Now, if it goes up here, I can understand you saying, okay, cool, I'm gonna go ahead and get out this trade because it gave you 2-3 bars at the same price right here. Right.
And one thing I see that you're doing that I didn't do, I wasn't looking, but don't think I was only looking at the 27 and the 300. I wasn't looking at the 900.
Okay. I maybe I'm mistaken. I thought I heard you say something about the 8100. Maybe I'm mistaken. So
I didn't look at the 8100. All the thing I was looking at was, in fact, I took my charts and mirrored your charts.
Okay,
I'm looking at the 2700 and the 300.
Okay, so
but cool. I see what you're saying. I see exactly what you're saying.
I'm going to show because that changes the purview some. Because I thought you were looking at the 8100, so I apologize. So let's look at it from the 8100 perspective, right? I mean, I'm sorry, the 27 and the 300 perspective, because I just want to show you what it looks like so that, because I drew my line on the, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is it. But this is good stuff here, man. This is, and I'm glad to see you took some trades and you said you made 5.25 points.
Right.
Okay, so watch this. If you're looking at that 2,700, you're late to the party because I took that same trade. I took the exact same trade that y'all were talking about. I just took it off of the higher low here.
Here, hold on. Let's see what you got. Right there. Yeah. Okay.
No, I took it off of the, I'll show it to you here so you can see it.
Right.
And my apologies, Quinn. If you were looking at that, then I just need to take this 900. The reason I only pulled it up is because I thought you said you were looking at that. So my apologies. So hold on. Let me that might have been Ronald I heard. Now that I'm thinking about it in my brain. Like I thought I heard something. That was Ronald, I think I heard who say something about the 8,100. So let's spread this chart out so you can see it. If you're going to take it, it's okay to take it off of this right here. This button. I mean, I said this button. This low right there. Because again, it got above your price. Once it gets above your price, now you have to wait for it to come back. You don't want to be, what you don't want to do is buy the breakout. In a lot of cases, I'm not saying breakout trading doesn't work, because if you know what you're doing, you can make a lot of money on breakouts. However, the way I trade, the way I teach is if it breaks out, just to ensure that they're not fake selling people or fake buying people, make sure that that thing comes back and retest that support area. Because if it breaks above the resistance, that resistance now should become support. So now if you do that, this is the trade that you should have been entering on, in my opinion. Once this bar turned green, okay, I know for a fact this thing is going up. And you'd have been in way up here. The reason why you'd have been in way up there is because what I told, and I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but I want to mention it now. You should not ever be going in a direction that the larger time frame has not already confirmed. Let me tell you how to confirm it. If you have a bullish close on your larger time frame, once that thing closes bullish, then you're looking for a market structure pullback. When it gives you the market structure pullback going in the opposite, going back with the trend, that thing should have some legs. In this case, you'd have been in this trade at about 71, and it took you all the way to 85 about 80 before it started meandering. And if you really, really, really held it, it went up as high as 99, right? Went as high as 99. So that was a great trade. I agree with it 1,000,000%. But I knew if it got above 60, she was taking off. I knew if it got above 60, once it pulled back.
Question.
Yeah.
You said that was a great trade based on the trade and breakout, or a great trade based on?
No, it was great. It was a great trade because the setup and everything, you had trend and momentum going in your favor when he took the trade, because the trend he literally got in on the first leg of the trend move. But I don't teach people to trade the first leg of the trend move, because that's the original entry. Remember I talked about, in order for the moving averages to cross up, you had to have that first entry to make the moving averages cross up. Remember I talked about that?
Mm-hmm.
So this right here was, if you look at it on the 2,700, this move here made the moving averages cross up. But this is the problem that you run into when I'm talking about the breakout part. It did that. It could have came all the way down up in here, and it's still a valid trade. And the reason why it would still be a valid trade is because it went and made a higher high. If it doesn't break below these absolute lows, it's nothing more than basically a retracement, a pullback. It's a way for the market to kind of digest the move it just made, and then it continues up. It just happened to stop here, which is good, and continue to the upside. In my opinion, this is just an opinion, you should not ever take a trade unless that larger, matter of fact, bump that. I am telling you as a rule that you should not take a trade on that smaller time frame using this. Remember, we're using a 9 time frame differential. This is why we're talking about market structure. So Keith, I'm gonna put you on the spot because you've been here the longest, and I'm positive that Ron doesn't know the answer to this. And I don't know if Quentin knows the answer to this, but you should. But the bigger the time frame differential, the more what you need.
More confirmation.
And the tighter the tighter it is, meaning the closer they are together, the less what you need.
Confirmation.
Exactly right. So because we're using and this is, everybody knows I use between 5 and 12 time frame differential. Between 5 and 12. So if I'm at the top end of that spectrum, that means I need to have a lot more confirmation in order to have a trade. That is why I talk about market structures, because it also is the easiest thing for you to see. It's the easiest thing for you to see. So that's why I went to the 9 time frame differential, because it is much easier to teach you that and then allow you to grow into other ways of seeing things. Because this is the bottom line. The only thing you're trying to do is memorize a pattern. That's it. Only thing you're trying to do is memorize, okay, the last time this did this, I heard Quentin say it earlier, and I thought it was a beautiful thing when he said it. He said, before I went on break, or before I was out for the week, because I was, taking care of whatever he had to take care of, he said, I took 2 trades in consolidation and lost. So when he came in here today, he saw that consolidation, and he was like, nope, that's a rattlesnake, ain't stepping on it. So I respect that 1,000,000%. But the more confirmation you're going to need, the farther apart these are. So since we're using a 27 and a 9, you're going to be able to catch the trade that works, and you're going to be able to add on to it. This here, my dear sirs, was the perfect trade. Now, let me tell you what I tried to do. I only made 8 points on that trade. I don't mind showing anybody that my trade, I'll let everybody see what my trade thing says. I don't know what I'm looking for. Oh, chart trade mode on. Okay. So you see I only made 8 points on that trade. And the reason why I made 8 points is because instead of adding, I didn't realize I had the flatten button up. And when I hit it, I said, God diggity dog. But this was my entry. It came down here, and I got in right there, and then you can see it took off, and I was trying to add up in here, I think it was, and I was like, God diggity dog. And I mean, it did what I wanted it to do. It did exactly what I wanted to do. So, Quinn, kudos, great trade. I just want you to understand 2 things based on what you did.
Okay.
Don't trade one. No, let me make it one. That's not one. One is know what your stop is before you enter the trade. You ain't got to you don't have to know the exact dollar amount, but you need to know the exact points. Because if you know the exact points, you can calculate the dollar amount, because you already know if it's a 10-point stop, it's $200, right? And I tell you, I say that as a quick thing. So don't try to calculate the dollar amount, calculate the points. So I know if I get in this trade right here, my stop, and I'm just putting a horizontal line and the vertical crosshair, my stop is there. So my stop is 24. So if I get into this trade at 30, I'm gonna say I get a bad price. I get in the trade at 32, so I'm risking 8 points. So I know for a fact, automatically, I'm risking $160. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So you already know. So it's a quick thing. It's like, okay, cool. I'm risking $160 on this trade.
Okay, I got you.
All right. Now, the second thing is, when you get the breakout, wait for it to come back to you. When it comes back to you and then it turns back around, that's the trade where professionals are getting in on the second leg.
Okay.
And it's going to fuel the trade. This is exactly what happened in this case. Right? That's exactly what happened. If y'all notice, over this week, I've been showing you a bunch of trades that give you this little box and risk and give you this big box and profit. Right? That being the case, you can give yourself a little room if you get in at an appropriate time. I thought it was great.
Okay, I got you. I got notes on that. Know
All right,
your
cool.
stop before you enter the trade, And when you get the breakout, wait for it to come back to you in a nice pullback. I got you.
Cool. Because you said nice pullback a couple of times, and I was like, that's exactly what he should have did on that last trade. That's exactly what he should have did. But so are there any questions from your perspective, from you for right now?
No, I mean that was good back testing for me. And the other thing too, I got to make sure I do is I gotta take the chart. I mean take the trade on the slowest
Smallest.
smallest time frame. That was
Right.
one mistake I know I made right off the bat.
All right, cool, cool. Keith,
Mm-hmm.
I dare say, bro, you could probably start a business and call trades for people and make all kinds of money. I don't understand it. I saw you call about you were wrong once that I heard once, and then you corrected yourself after you were wrong. So if I gave you a chance to correct it, you weren't wrong at all, and you called about 7 trades. The only thing you have to do now is make the mind execution connection and just execute exactly what you just said 100% of the time. You're going to be wrong sometimes. In other words, the trade that you called is not going to work. So what? If you know for a fact that you're going to win 70% of the time, if you know for a fact you're going to win 70% of the time, who cares about the one you lose on? Once you start scaling, that 70% is going to get to be some crazy out of this world number. You just have to now, Keith, have to now make the connection between what you know and the execution of what you know. That's it. I thought you did a great job trying to monitor and keep everything intact, see everything, and this, that, and the other. There was one thing that you did not do, and the only reason you didn't do it is because I hadn't talked about it enough, and that is you never. A lot of times you wouldn't wait for the confirmation of the bar. In other words, I'm not taking a short unless I got a bearish bar on my 2700. Not doing it. I'm not taking a long unless right before I got my long, I got a bullish bar on my 2700 for that matter. Right. So other than that, I thought you did a great job. Questions for me?
Nah, I was about to say it myself. I said I'm not waiting for the confirmation.
So that's just that's what I got. And Ronald Jones. Oh no, don't run now, boss. I know you here. Where you at?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay. No, man. I know you got stuff going on over where you at.
I took 3.
You took 3. How did you do? Because I didn't hear you say, but I know you say you had stuff going on. So how'd you do?
Yeah, I ain't say nothing on the I ain't say nothing. The first one I took, I think that was like more so scalping. It was a short that I took around 11:45, 18 seconds.
That's the first trade you took?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's look at 11:45. Oh, that was a good one. $11.45.
That little short that happened right before that long. I think that was more so of a scalping trade.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, you should have been looking for the long at that point. And that's okay. How did you do on it?
I got a couple points on that one.
All right.
And then so the next one I took was a long that happened that I should have stayed in. And I didn't. So, but I still got a few points, but I should have stayed in this one. So that one happened at 12 o'clock, 35 seconds. That one that I would have been good if I would have just stayed in that one. I would have been great. Go over a little bit more. Yeah.
Right there.
I got in it. Yeah. I got in it and got out too quick. But I got a couple points on that one. And then this last one was just it was a little rookie, some rookie stuff again. I was trying to find a long, and then I had got in around 12, 14, 54, and I ended up losing 5 points.
So what was your net for the day?
Stop. I am negative $2.60.
So you made money gross and you lost money net.
Yeah,
And you're on Sim though.
I'm on Sim. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Keith, what was your net today?
12.7. Well, I don't know what net is. 12.75.
12.75. So how many points did you say you made? You made okay.
12.75. So net, I'm good. Net, I
That's
took 8
fine.
trades. So
That's fine. That's fine. Let's go over your trades real quick. And I'm gonna hold on before you do that. Let me get back to Ronald. Ronald, what I want you to do, I don't want you to take a trade anymore for the foreseeable future if we're not together, right? If we're not together, I want you to chime in and say something to me beforehand because I don't want you to build bad habits. The rookie mistake, the mistakes you're making, everybody's made the mistakes. I'm just trying to correct so you can see, because if you got to see the same pattern over and over and over and over again, and as soon as you start to see it, you already know what it's supposed to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. I know you're still training to kind of get it. So that's cool. Keith, tell me what time your trades were.
First trade was 10:56:46.
Then 56:46. It was a long, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was long, yeah.
It was a long, and that was a loser, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But it only lost what, about
5 points. I got out, so I don't know how many lost. I got out at 5 points.
right.
That
That
was
was
a
a
5 point loser for me. Yeah, I think I stopped at the stop, but
21 and 16 is exactly right. Okay, that's fine. All right, cool. And what else you got? What's the next one?
95. 10:59:34. Oh, that's the 10:57:57.
That's a long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. That was a re-entry on that original trade.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, cool.
11:01:46.
I'm assuming short because it's divergence.
It was a virgin trade, yeah.
I'm gonna pick on you. I thought you said you want to take a divergent trades. Nigga said, "Fuck that." I'm sorry. Sorry, you two. My bad. Said it. So you took this one and made money, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you might. So good. Okay. And what's the? Is that it?
And then 11:45:47. Oh, that's the exit. 11:52:49. And that one right there, that's when
11:52:49.
I don't think that was a good trade. I got out of it.
Wait a minute. You said what was the because you said 11:45 and then you said 11:52.
The one I told you the exit for the other one. The next trade is 11:52:49.
So you didn't take a trade at 11:45 anything.
No.
Okay, so 11:52. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, 11:52. And which was it, a long or short that you took?
It was short.
And you made money on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And I got you. And what's the next trade?
Hold on, I just lost my seat. Hold on for a second. Next trade Um, 11:58:25.
Ooh. What was that? A long or short?
It was a short.
Okay. All right. Why did you take
Yeah.
that?
I got out of it. That's the one I was thinking I made a mistake on. I was
Okay.
like, I got out. I got out of that one.
All right, cool. And mistakes happen, so I get that. So you just got
Yeah.
out some figured you made a mistake?
Yeah,
And
well, I got out. I was like, let me get out of this. So I got out quick.
okay. And
Yeah.
is that it?
Um, 12:01:51.
And that was a long.
Yeah.
12 o'clock and 51 seconds or 12:01 and 51 seconds?
12:01:51.
Yeah, you were late to the party on
I
that.
got in late. Yeah. I didn't get that one. I got in. Yeah, I got in late on that one. I knew I did. But I tried to wait for it to come back down to the price again, and then I ended it again. The actual trade happened roughly around 12:01:13.
Right. Okay. Hey, and you say you up 12 what now?
12.75.
Right. And you were Sam as well, right, Quentin?
Yes.
Okay. So Ronald and you two, Ronald and Quentin they were Sam. Keith and I were live. Keith made 12.75 and he made 8. I mean, I made 8, he made 12.75. Keith, you're not supposed to show me up on this thing, but I'm cool with that because I wasn't really trying to trade for real anyway. But that's all right. You got me. You got me. That's good though. That's good. So we were up, you say 12.75? 12.75 and 8. How many trades you took, Keith? 5?
You got it. Let me count them again. You said 8. Hold on for a second.
No, I'm saying I made 8 points.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll put it up. So Keith took 5 trades, and I'm gonna put it up so everybody can see. Hold on for me 1 second. Do y'all see my host? Do y'all see what do y'all see on my screen right now?
Oh, I got my trading chart up. Yeah, the charts.
All right, so hold on a second for me. We took trades yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, but I will not count it because you didn't get a chance to see it. I'm only counting what's public. If it's not public, I don't count it. But if it's bad and it's public, I'll tell you. The reason why is we want to be as hard on ourselves as possible, right? Not pie in the sky kind of numbers and this, that, and the other. Why is it my whatchamacallit is not showing the actual? Ooh, don't tell me that it lost. Hold on. I mean I lost the okay, boy. Okay. So all right, Keith. So let's do the math on all of this, right? And we'll call it for everybody. Calculator. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Keith said he was up. I'm up 8. So he took 6. He took 5 and I took 1. So that's 6.
We still
So
don't see your charts up.
you said you only see my charts?
Right.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me do it. I apologize. I'm sitting up here just going away here. New share and 2. All right. You can see the calculator now, correct?
Right.
All right. So we took a total of 6 trades together. So that's how much we paid in commissions, $25.56. And then he made 12.75. And I made 8. 20.75 times 20 is $415 minus, what am I trying to say here? Minus $25 and 56 cents. 389.44. $389.44. That's where we are. That's 4 days of trading. That's exactly what we did. I showed you mine. Keith, I'm gonna let you share your screen. Hold on a second. My Excel says it's not responding, so give it a second, fellas. Okay. So Keith, I'm gonna allow you to share your screen just so we can verify. All you gotta do is just show what your trade P&L is on one of your screens here. So I'm gonna get multiple people to be able to share.
I logged out already.
All right, we'll wait on you. Then oh wow.
Am I still on? Y'all, I'm still here, right?
Yeah, you still here. I'm waiting on you to share your
All right.
screen.
It's not connecting. Hold on for a sec. Close program, wait for respond. Hold on for a sec. Says Sierra charts are not responding.
Yeah, you might have to close out, but we gotta show up for because if we gonna say it, we gotta be able to show it.
I understand. I'm trying. Hold on for a sec. Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Hey, Will, do you see the comments?
I do not, I don't see it. Can you help me out? Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
take a
I'll,
look.
I'll do it when we start recording.
Keith, are you still there?
Doesn't look like he's here anymore. Looks like he dropped off.
Okay, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and call it for YouTube land right now. The end of the week on a positive note. Same thing every day. You just have to be able to manage the money and manage the risk. That's all. So with that said, y'all have a great weekend, and we will see y'all on the other side.